Thank you for coming to our Kane class. I am Jordan Kamara. I am founder of Aloha Aila, and I am doing this collaboration class with Noelle Campbell, and she's the founder of Aina Oil. She can introduce herself, but we really wanted to host this class. It was perfect timing, for this month, and we're going into Father's Day next month, and really kind of highlighting the men in our life that maybe don't get a lot of attention, even if especially if we have kids. Sometimes we'll put them on the back burner. But because we're all oil mamas, oil women, it's really important that we make sure that we're taking care of our husbands or our partners as well. So talking about this Kane class, we're going to go into a little bit of depth about some oils and protocols that we are recommending as wives, but also as listeners of some of these men, because we actually got all of our information off of personal testimony from men in our community. So everything that you're going to be seeing here today is from them, from the horse's mouth. So just know that these things are tried and tested, and just come kind of with an open heart. If you're a Kane and you're joining us, welcome. Welcome to our class. We're so excited that you want to learn with us because, as your women, that's all we want to do is support you and make sure that we're all living healthy and wholesome. So mahalo for joining us today, and a little bit of housekeeping. If you have any questions, me and Noah have pretty much the same policy when it comes to hosting Zoom classes. You guys can chat in the box below if you're not able to talk, but if there's anything that you want to add or comment on or question, just unmute yourself and say, aloha, my name is blah, 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 and my question is, and that's totally fine. We both really don't have problems with people wanting to talk stories. So please join in if you have anything that you want to say. And other than that, we're going to mute everybody just so the person speaking has the floor. So yeah, mahalo for being here. On to Noelle.
Hey guys, can everybody hear me okay? Okay. I just want to share this a little bit. My name's Noelle. Joe kind of introduced me. Thank you very much. Love hosting together. It's just fun to create together, and she just makes things really pretty. So it's amazing to partner with Joe. She's a beautiful person. And I love all of our teams getting to work together and support each other. It's super fun. I wanted to just share.
You're getting cut off a little bit. Can you guys hear her? No? Okay. She's kind of frozen like this.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. I went right through the dead spot. Okay. Sorry, I look like ridiculous. So I just was going to say that something that I like to do on our team is like try to take kind of like connect the dots between what I've been hearing and seeing and feeling as just like in our community, and trying to address support that need. And so something that I had been kind of noticing is that everyone was feeling like I won't say lack of support, but just like wanting more and maybe healthier support around the men in their life. And in their team, I've been saying it doesn't have to be a man. It could be your greatest support system, using oils and doing this as a business or whatever, but or even just like lifestyle changes, right? Healthier changes in your life that you're trying to really make habits. And so, engaging that person who's your greatest support, for a lot of us, it is our significant other. Whether it's a man or a woman, we we just wanted to focus on our greatest support. And for a lot of us, it was our husbands or our boyfriends, right? And so we decided to do this thing called Kane Month. And it's just been really, really cool to see what has come of that. Because all we did is nothing, those of you who are on my team, we know it's nothing crazy. And I told everyone that I'm not running this crazy, program or anything. It's just being more mindful of how to bring in and how to talk to and engage our Kane in this holistic lifestyle that we're really stepping into and creating for ourselves and that we want, right? Better health for our families, for ourselves, for our children, for our environment, for everything, right? So that's kind of what we've been doing in our team. Has been called Kane Month, and just to see the results of literally just be more mindful towards our Kane has been really, really cool to see. So we definitely want to do a class to support, and I want to put this out there. Joe said like everything in that we talk about is from personal testimony experiences, whether it's our own husbands or husbands that we know, or just men that use essential oils. That's what we're going to share today. But our intention really is we wanted to just open the conversation, provide more opportunities to be able to share and engage men in this whole conversation, and give basically like easy access and accessibility to them learning more about, natural solutions for their health. It's something that I think that a lot of women are open to, especially, the kid thing really makes it easy, I think, to want to know more about like non-toxic, safe, healthy alternatives. And not to say that men don't care about that, but we just wanted to, again, like put more focus to what are things that guys go through, what kind of solutions are they looking for, and how can we support them in that. So that's why this class is we're not saying that we are the experts of men, because we don't know, right? We're not men. We don't know what it's like to be a man. But this is what we put together for either women who are supporting other men in their life, or men who just want to be part of this conversation already. So yeah, we're looking for guys who want to hui up together next month and teach a Kane class from a guy's perspective. So this is step one. If you know someone, or if you are one, a man that wants to get into like sharing health with others, let us know, and we're going to put something together, like a panel talk story class next month. Okay. Joe is up next.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to share a screen real quick. Hold on. Uh-oh. Okay. Recognize this handsome guy?
Everyone can unmute and laugh out loud just real fast. Oh, one last thing I want to say is, if you guys have any like questions, or like, I guess just things that you want to make sure that you get from this class, you want to know, feel free to introduce yourself on chat. What's your name, where you're from, and why you're here today, and maybe like what you're looking for, so that we can make sure we address it at some point. If it's super urgent and we don't address it by the end, like unmute, please talk. But for now, you can just chat in and we'll check the chat, make sure that we can address everyone's needs.
Perfect. Okay. Kane class, basics for men and essential oils. My BF Charity says yum. Noel actually didn't know who Ryan Gosling was. It's okay. Here we go. Okay, so whenever we do classes, we always love to start off with the basics, right? Whether you're brand new to oils or seasoned, it's always good to talk about this because the refresher is great to know. So essential oils definition real quick: naturally high concentrated compounds found in the roots, bark, seeds, flowers, and other areas of a plant. So basically it's the plant's defense system. It makes sure the plants don't get sick, don't get unhealthy. It'll protect it from bugs and any kind of common disruptions. So that is why when you think of an essential oil, on us, it's doing the same thing for us. It's benefiting us in that way. Sorry, before we go forward to how to use essential oils and safety, the reason doTERRA, right? We love talking about why doTERRA, because nowadays you have so many options for getting your essential oils, and some of the options may be a lot cheaper than what you've seen with doTERRA, or even, you know, some of these other companies. But first and foremost, the reason why doTERRA is because it is the purest oils that you're going to get on this earth. They created the standard for essential oils when there was none. When the market, I just always think of like black market essential oils, and no one knows what's in what, and everyone is just, you know, just scrounging around for frankincense. And then here comes doTERRA, and they created a market of pure therapeutic grade essential oils and have literally changed the game in what we use. And it's so important because we're using these things on our bodies, internally, on our children, on our babies, on our Kane. And so knowing how your essential oils are made, and knowing, you know, the process that was put into them, even from seedlings, guys, it is super important. And that's the reason why we partner with doTERRA, is because they are committed to that excellence. And I know that every bottle of doTERRA oil that I buy is supporting that grower, that generational farmer, that, you know, distiller, and it's worth it for me. So mahalo doTERRA for always giving us the best. And yeah, very quick synopsis. You can also read way more about why doTERRA on their website, but that was just a quick why.
I'm going to talk about how to use essential oils. And for a lot of you, you may know this, but again, if anyone is new, this is like really important information to make sure you know how to use your oils effectively and safely. So there's 3 different ways. Super simple. You can see the pictures. The first way is aromatic. So that's like just breathing it in. Whether you put a drop in your hands, cup your face, and breathe in, that's one way. Or if you have a diffuser, usually they take about a cup of water, and I put about 5, 6 to 8 drops of oils. People like to ask if they have to be the same oil, if you can mix them. You absolutely can mix them if you want. It's really up to you. And that will diffuse the oils into the air so that there's little particles of oils actually floating in the air. And then you breathe them in that way, and they go into your lungs, through your tissues, and into your bloodstream. Aromatic is the safest way. Like if you're ever at all fearful of, you know, somehow screwing it up, I mean, even though it's very, very, very hard to screw up using essential oils, yeah. But just if you are worried and you just are starting and you want to make sure you're absolutely safe, aromatic is the way to go. It also, to be honest, is the most effective way because it's the smallest dose of essential oils, which is a concentrated compound. So it's the smallest dose over the longest period of time, because a lot of times if you're diffusing, you know, you have like a 4 to 6 hour timer. So you're getting such a small dose, that 6 drops of essential oils spread out over 6 hours. It's a really, you know, cost-effective way to use oils, as well as just a great way to be consistent. Super good to put on like when you're sleeping, or just throughout the day as well. It's a really, really good method. The second way is topical. And this is, to me, really helpful when you, especially if you have like an injury or something targeted specific in the body that you need to apply something directly to that point. Digestive issues, we'll talk about those, you know, specific ailments, but really something targeted, this is a good way to use oils topically. Again, the safety protocol is to always dilute with a carrier oil. Fractionated coconut oil is something doTERRA sells, or you can get elsewhere, that is really cost effective, and I think one of the best carrier oil opinion. And what it is it's not regular coconut oil. It's basically heated to a temperature that basically cooks off all the milk solids, and so it's just the oil parts. And so it will never get hard in like a cold weather environment. You know how regular coconut oil will get hard. When you're blending oils, because that's an easy way to have, like, say, like you want to put an oil on every day, topically, you know, putting it into a roller bottle will make your life a lot easier. But if it's cold and you're not using fractionated coconut oil, it get hard to get out of that roller bottle. So fractionated coconut oil is, to me, the best carrier oil. But you could use kukui, jojoba, almond. You could even use olive oil or Wesson oil if it's an emergency and you don't have any other carrier oil around. This is also a really good safety protocol. Say you get oil in your eye or your nose, or even if it touches your skin and it's just sensitive for some reason, that can happen. The best way is to get like a pump of fractionated coconut oil, again, emergency olive oil, whatever, put it straight onto that area that's burning, and it will take the burn away like almost instantly. So that's a good safety protocol I want everybody to know and have handy in their mind. And the last way is internal. So that's actually ingesting your essential oils. Before I move on, topical too. With the carrier oil, it's actually a really effective way to kind of treat essential oils almost like a time release capsule, because, you know, it's one, you're going to spread oils out over your body, over your skin, over a larger amount, right? One drop of oil will only go so far, but if you have, say, like a teaspoon of carrier oil with a drop of essential oil there, you can rub it over a larger surface of your skin. And a lot of times our skin is kind of dry, and so to kind of soften it and let that oil take it deeper, the carrier oil take it deeper, it's just more effective that way. So I always suggest diluting when you're using oils topically. Okay, and the last one is internal. Like I said, ingesting oils. Really common for people to put it like lemon oil or any citrus in their water. We'll talk about that too. Another easy way is they have something called veggie caps. And it's basically like a little gel cap that you can open. doTERRA sells it. I've seen it sold at health food stores, but it's an empty capsule. You open it, you can put however many drops of oils, mixture of oils that you want inside that capsule. You close it, and then you can swallow it like a pill so that it doesn't burn your mouth or anything that it touches on the way down. Super helpful if you're taking a spicy oil like On Guard or oregano, that a lot of people ingest when they're sick or have the flu. And so that is helpful going down to not burn you. I think that's good. Good.
Good job. Okay, so we want to just go into this next part. These are some ailments and their protocols that we kind of took from men and wanted to address. So these are just really really common ones. Not everything, you know, like I always tell people, there's so many oils, depending on what kind of smells you like, you know, what kind of aromatic benefits that you want. There's going to be different oils for different things. And some of them are going to treat the same thing. Some of them will be a little bit different. So just know that there's always more options than just this. But these are the ones that we totally recommend, and that our Kane recommend too. So interesting coming from a man's perspective. You're going to notice that a lot of these oils are not flowery. They're not floral. They're like woody, and yeah. We promise we don't have memes on every single page, but we just want to stay relevant. Okay, so sore muscles and body aches. This one was probably the top one that we heard from, because men like to work out and do manly things. I mean, women like to work out too, right? So the top oils that we're going to recommend for sore muscles and body aches are going to be Deep Blue. Obviously, this is a soothing blend. This is packed with oils for muscles, for joint damage, for ligament pains, and this mixed with lemongrass, aroma touch, or marjoram. Lemongrass in particular, it actually helps loosen the muscles, and if you put this on with Deep Blue, they call it layering. It is a really great way to get deeper into your muscles and your tissues. For us, we'd like to recommend that you do this before and after a workout, especially, if your husbands are into like sports, or if they're like, CrossFitters, or if they're actively working out. This is going to ensure that they are maintaining good muscle support. Same for marjoram. Marjoram is really good for like ligaments and any kind of like tissue damage. So this mixed with deep blue is going to help build back up that sore area. And then Aroma Touch is a massage blend. This one is always great. It doesn't, for me, I'm not the hugest fan of the smell of Aroma Touch, but I know that I think Noah loves Aroma Touch. So does Clay Noah. But this one is,
I love it.
Yeah. This one mixed with like just coconut oil or even like unscented lotion is really great for that tension and body aches too. So the question, you're sore from working out, babe, but did you die? And if you didn't die, here's some essential oils. Okay, digestive relief. My husband's laughing at me in the corner. Digestive relief. So really simple, Digestin. This was the first go-to for my husband when he actually grew up with essential oils, and because of that, I feel like he knows about them, but he's also like, my mom made me take them, and it wasn't as in depth as we are now, right? The education that we have now wasn't the same as what it was back then. I mean, we've had essential oils for all of history, but now it's becoming this amazing thing, healing families and all that. So Digestin was actually the first blend or oil that got him to really start looking into doTERRA and figuring out that this is legit. He had a sore stomach, and I think it was a little borderline food poisoning. And all he didn't even take it internally. He just rubbed Digestin on his stomach, and within like 2 minutes, was in the bathroom, relief, and he was just like, that stuff is crazy strong. And I just kind of looked at him like, yeah, you're right. So this blend is our digestive blend, and it is for that purpose. So relieving upset stomach, colic issues, if you have kids, it can be good for like constipation or diarrhea, kind of help regulate that. Food poisoning, it has a tummy tamer blend of what they call it tummy tamer blend of caraway, ginger, and fennel and peppermint. But I think the fennel, caraway, and ginger are the ones that are like the active digestive boosters. And then because it's such a popular blend and it can be taken internally, they turned it into a soft gel. So a soft gel is what Noel was talking about, where you can put oils into a pill capsule. It's just already pre-made for you, so you don't have to worry about making it every time. This is actually, we recommend this, especially for men, because the quicker, the easier, you know what I'm talking about, right, ladies? The easier, the better for them. If it's in front of them and it's like one-step process, take this pill, babe, you're going to feel better, then it's great. And so we recommend Digestin as a supplement, soft gel. And then Terrazyme. So Terrazyme, we're kind of going to talk about this a little bit later too, but this is our digestive enzyme complex. And so this is a heavy hitter when it comes to digestion. It is a breakdown of everything. So if you overate at a family buffet, or if you know that you're going to have a big dinner, like Terrazyme you can take before, after a meal, and it'll really help break down whatever foods that you're trying to process. It's made up of enzymes, and enzymes are what makes up our bodies. And so it works with our bodies to kind of help that digestive process and make it easier for us to process that in our gut. It's even been linked to helping with eczema, because a lot of us know that eczema is a gut issue. You know, when you think about it, everything stems from what we're eating and what we're putting into our body. So when we take care of our gut, it's only going to reflect onto the outer outer portions of our body, so our skin, our nails, our hair. So yeah, Terrazyme is a heavy hitter. I literally never, I don't ever not take this. I'll always have an extra bottle of this, and I really recommend it for men, just for that digestive relief. I see your husband, Charlie. Is that your husband? No, that's not your husband. Oh, you want to join our Kane class? Come.
No, you don't want Jake to talk. This is Captain over here. You don't want him to talk on our.
Okay, and then outdoor support. My husband ran away. I told him, do you want to talk for this part, babe? He's like, you didn't tell me. Anyway, these are like some of the top outdoor support things, because if you have a husband like mine, he's in the bushes looking for ungulate, feral animals all the time, and we always try and eat, wild caught invasive foods. And so even if your husband is a fisherman, like, this is going to be great. So TerraShield is our repellent blend, and this is great for bug bites and mosquitoes. If you like to go camping, this is like a go-to for those types of activities. It's going to help repel mosquitoes. It's going to help repel bugs. And it's actually really good to put on it if you have a mosquito bite, like after a mosquito bite. It smells really good too. And so they actually made the bottle into a bigger 30 ml version with coconut oil in it already. Melaleuca. So this is my husband's favorite when it comes to anything, because I don't know if you saw him earlier, but he got a cut from fixing an engine outside, and he grabbed my Melaleuca off my desk and put a drop in his greasy cut. And Melaleuca is just like an all-time antibacterial, viral, fungal, parasitic. So you're gonna get the full-on cleansing treatment when it comes to try to disinfect cuts and scrapes. And it's incredibly healing, and it's incredibly strong. And so we also like to recommend it in the diluted touch version, again, making life easier for our husbands, right? Giving them the roller balls and the sprays and the supplements. It's easy for them to apply and bring it with them wherever they go. And then Correctex, so I like to call this like our natural Neosporin. So it has oils like healing oils like helichrysum, frankincense, you have melaleuca, you have, I think I'm like missing lavender, and it's all in like this little like salve form. And it's an ointment, right? So this can be put onto cuts and scrapes and bruises as well. And then the last one I have here, I didn't want to forget this, is helichrysum. So those of you who have doTERRA accounts or know pricing, you know that this is an expensive oil, and it comes in a small bottle, right? It's not our full bottle, but this is like a magic oil in our home, especially if you have young kids or husbands that like to get cut up and bloody. Helichrysum is a natural blood coagulant. So when you put it on open wounds and cuts, it'll actually help stop the bleeding with no side effects, right? Because it's plant-based. It's also really good for just healing, period. So helichrysum is so precious to us. I had to let my husband know the price point of it, because he was like dripping it all over his cuts the other day. And I was like, wait, you just need one drop. Again, one drop, guys. So yeah, these are outdoor support oils, and like I said earlier, there are so many more that we could talk about. But if you have these basic ones, like, you will be set for whatever you need to do.
Before you change the slide to like add frankincense to this, and this is like a complete first aid kit.
Totally.
Like that would be everything. If I could just choose the smallest first aid kit, that would be it for sure. I also was thinking, Joe, while you were like, I wanted my husband to come on, but he said I didn't warn or give him warning. My husband's the same way. He does not. Captain Jake is totally fine. He can join us as much as he wants. It's fine. But no, my husband too. Like if I don't give him warning on something, he really doesn't like that. Or if I didn't like, give him enough time to process something, he does not like being on the fly, unlike me. And so I just was like laughing. I'm like, we should do a wife support class one day, like how to troubleshoot. Anyway, that's another thought. Maybe next month we can have like the full-on like Kane class run by men, and then we'll have like the wife support group, how to mitigate our husbands. Okay, anyways, another one that came up is like everyone gets sick, right? And nobody likes a sick husband. This is like for our relief, but no husbands like to be sick either. Like that's probably my husband's biggest complaint is like he doesn't like when he has a tickle in his throat. And when he does have a tickle in his throat, he kind of like, he freaks out. I don't know if your husbands are the same way, but it's like, I have a tickle in my throat, And a lot of times if he doesn't get something that even feels like he's taking care of it, then he's just going to get sick. And so I always have to make sure like you have solutions, right? Here are some things that can help you so that it won't escalate quicker than it has to. And so Copaiba is one, like it's going to come up again later in another slide, but so let's start with On Guard. On Guard was like the immunity support booster blend of all time. And it has all the good things that are going to help to like nip that itchy, tickly throat in the bud. But it's also very spicy. Like my husband loves to put it straight into his throat because he likes the burn. It's a little too spicy for me. I'd rather take it in a capsule or dilute it and rub it on my throat or on my feet or spine. But this is a really good one to me. It's a protective blend, so it's very preventative. That's what I love about the On Guard. Copaiba, on the other hand, was a more newer oil introduced last year, and I actually didn't really know it was good for immunity, but I knew it was good for like anti-inflammatory and just overall health. So I feel like in our family, we started like, it's very easy to put straight in the mouth because it's not spicy at all. Like my kids do it. Joel's daughter just like puts a straw in it and drinks it. Yeah, Joel. But yeah, so anyway, Copaiba, Ashley says DDR Prime is amazing. We honestly had it here, but we were like, you know what? We don't completely use that in our homes for cold and flu support, so we didn't put it on. But she's totally right. That's a very good addition to this this trio is DDR Prime. I'll talk about that in a second. But Copaiba, I noticed like I would, as soon as my kids were like, he's sick. Oh my gosh, I have 3 kids, right? So very easily we toss germs around. I would just start to drop this in my throat, like maybe whenever I'd remember, every 5 hours or so throughout the day. And I was like a champion. Like I could like sleep with a coughing baby in my face, like licking me, whatever, sharing food and drinks, and I was fine. And so this is something that I think is very easy to take across the board, and just really, really helpful when you do not want to get sick. And I do not want to get sick because it's just one thing that stops them from moving on in their day or their week, right? Like nobody likes that. But especially I know my husband does not like to stop to be sick and take care of himself. So those are really helpful. The DDR Prime is actually a cellular booster. Like it helps with your cells. And it's a really cool blend. This is not a Kane thing, but I like to dry brush with it. So that's for the women. Kane can dry brush too, though. Maybe that's something that we want to encourage them to try. It feels so good, like on the skin, and all it is like a brush, right? A bath brush. You put some DDR Prime on top, and you brush towards your heart, through your whole body.
That should be a challenge.
The Kane dry brush challenge.
Yeah.
There's so many fun things you could introduce to your other half that maybe is coined like as a woman thing, but really, like, I mean, how many men like have tried to get a pedicure and like love it? My husband has not yet, but his friends have. And I think it's just so funny because it's not a woman thing. It's just pampering, which is linked to more of a woman mentality because we like to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of others, right? We know that sustainability. So I think helping our Kane see the light in that respect as well. So anyways, wait, who dry brushed their husband? Jordan? Is that you? He loved it? Yeah, I mean, dry brushing feels so good.
Especially because I was doing it. So he just got to stand there and be like pampered.
Maybe that's our challenge for all the wives and the women who leave this class, is like to try dry brush their husband, make them happy. Okay, but you could dry brush with On Guard or Copaiba too. It really depends. It could be any oil, but DDR Prime is a really good one. And again, it's good for that cellular health, which, to be honest, I feel like it's a foundation for all of our health, is our cells. So it's a very good, good for immunity and stuff like that. We threw in this Stronger Protective Blend. This is like the kids' alternative to On Guard since it is spicy. I love this blend, and why I think this is actually something that I have had my husband use, but I want him to use more when he's feeling like he wants support, like on a daily basis. It's something so easy to put on in the mornings, and it has rose in it, and rose has tons of immune supporting qualities, as well as that quality of boosting the feelings of love, which I just, gosh, right? Isn't that so good for humans? Especially to soften that, hard male, like right behind Charity, right? Don't you want some more love in your life? If you come on camera, I'm gonna engage you. So just saying. But that's why I love the Stronger Protective Blend, is because it has a different approach on immune boosting qualities than On Guard, and it comes in a roller. You can buy it individually, and yeah, I think it's such a good morning protocol for any male. All right, next slide, please. So stress and anxiety. I know in my house, my husband is like totally stressed out, and gosh, shucks. If you've listened to Tony Robbins, I just was listening to him on the way here, and he was saying stress is a code word for fear. And he's a man, right? So, coming from a man, if that was coming from a woman, then that would probably be highly debated. But he's a man, and that's what he says, that stress, again, is a cover up or a code word for fear. And so it's like when I'm stressed, it's like really like you're actually just fearful about something, and you're kind of busying yourself with the stress, right? And anxiety as well, like it's just being in the state of not feeling grounded and calm and in your body. And this is something, again, putting Pono on blast, but my husband has this going on daily, super high anxiety. That's just his nature. And so I'm always trying to balance that out in him. Copaiba, again, is a really good one. Joe is sharing that with Kiahi, her husband. We'll take it internally because it's really good for basically anxiety. So there's been a lot of talk about CBD and Copaiba and the differences and the similarities. And really, so CBD has a lot of, anti-inflammatory, anxiety, calming properties, similar to Copaiba, except Copaiba's main constituent is BCP, beta-caryophyllene. And that's actually in the studies that are out there, not just from doTERRA, but like literally scientific research, it's more consistently effective than CBD. And there's a lot of science to back that up. Like, you definitely don't have to take my word, go and do research about it. But Copaiba, this particular blend of different species, is from Brazil, and it's just amazing and highly tested within the walls of doTERRA to make sure it's a product that is going to deliver. So gosh, it's $35, you guys. Like, to me, it's one of the best deals that they have out there in terms of oils that they offer and potency and what it can do for your body. So much. It's not just going to help on the physical realm, but also on that emotional realm. So, back to back, it's really helpful. Balance is grounding blend. Again, it's a lot of trees in this blend. It's just very grounding, really. That's all I can really say about it. It's very helpful if you're feeling stress and anxiety. It's already pre-diluted, so it has fractional coconut oil in it. I love it on the bottom of your feet or spine, and that's what I would suggest. What I really like about Balance is you can buy these little caps, roller caps, and basically you take off the orifice and you put on that ball, and then it becomes its own roller ball from that bottle. And I really like using that for balance and elevation. And I think that that's a really good way to, like, that's something I give to my husband. I'm like, here you go. It already has a ball on it. Like, you just roll it on your back, or even just right here, I tell him, whenever, all throughout the day, like, just nice to have, you know, my husband likes to have one in his pockets. He also likes to carry around that little, it's like a little 8 carrier pouch of like little mini essential oils. So balance is always put in his pack, but he likes to have that handy. Okay, and the last one, I really wanted to insert elevation here. And elevation is one that I have to, like, I'll put in, this will never be my husband's choice. He'll never be like, oh, can I have some elevation? This is one, like, when he's kind of grouchy, I'll be like rolling on him or just like putting in the diffuser. But I wanted to put this one in here because what I've noticed, not just for a man, but like my children, I have 3 boys. This, and I feel like I learn a lot about men watching my boys grow up and watching their tendencies from a young age, and how that plays out. But elevation is one that completely shifts their mood. And I used to think that they needed to be more balanced. They needed to be more grounded. They need to be more calm, right? If you have a little boy, you know that feeling of like, he has to be more calm. He can't pay attention. He can't, you know, he's too emotional. Like, they need to be calmer. But honestly, this is where I've gotten the most results with emotion balancing. Whether it's been a tantrum, whether it's been anger, whether it's been frustration, elevation has always calmed them down within like 5 minutes, and it's kind of magical in my house. It has one of the most expensive oils in it. It has Melissa, which basically works on the DNA level, and so some of that is like so subconscious. And my kids, they're 8, 5, and 3, and at the same time, like, they still already have these subconscious beliefs within them and feelings that come up when they don't even know what they're from. And I really feel like Melissa is good at targeting that, for anyone who doesn't even know why they're mad sometimes, right? Or frustrated, but this can work on all levels. Next. Okay, so I know this looks like a lot, but this is, to be honest, like, this is my protocol. I don't do the bone nutrient every day, but the rest that you see here, that is like my building block of health. And I just was thinking about it today, because I was like, you know, I've always known that, like, some people, like, they're, you know, I'm going to say this, my husband, he's like, why I got to take supplements? Like, why I got to do that, you know? And I even have friends who eat really well. Like, I eat really well and whatever. But I think in today's world, we all got to be mindful about not just like a baseline of health, but like continuing to up our health, because there's so many factors, seen and unseen, against our health. And we see it in the results of people getting sick. You know, there's so much going on that I just, in my point of view, we need to be really proactive, and making sure that we have the foundation of good health. And this is really it. So if you look at the 3 bottles on the left, that's called the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And their whole motto is, do you want to live and feel, younger, look better, something like that, live healthier, longer, something like that. But it's all about like feeling younger and healthier for a longer amount of time as you age, right? And all of us should be in that mindset, right? And so it's taken me a while to get my husband on that mindset. He came to the Healthy Habits Tour where this was really focused on. And I loved what we learned there, because the speaker, who was Laura Jacobs, she was really talking about how, you know, a lot of times, like, the essential oils that we use them when we're like, oh, this is hurt, we need this. Oh, shucks, this is something, you know, I'm not feeling good, I'm going to take this. And it's almost still kind of a reactive situation. And how do we get back into like really creating a good foundation of health? This is it. And this is what she talked about. Like, this should be your number 1 product, is that Lifelong Vitality on the left. And then really good daily protocols are that Terrazyme and probiotics, which is the PB Assist. So Joe talked about the Terrazyme Digestive Enzyme Complex. It's not just good for metabolism, but it basically converts your food into energy, right? So we're going to talk about energy after this, but that one is really, really good for, I told my husband, like, you always are telling me you're tired. Commit to Terrazyme. And that's what I tell him anytime he's complaining about something. Like, you know what, commit to this for a month. Tell me how you feel. Because, you know, like, we're beyond that. Like, it's not okay to continue to complain about things. Like, we have solutions. So why not try it and give it a good shot? Oh, you don't like to swallow pills? Well, is it worth it if you get this result. Oh, you're not consistent. Is it worth it if you get this result? You can change your habits, right? And so these are the kind of things we talk about because, again, like we're beyond that, right? Probiotics, I heard from a man, so that's my testimony. He takes 3 before bed. And basically because he's saying the probiotics, like you want it to populate your gut on an empty stomach. So before bed, you're going to have the longest amount of an empty stomach unless you're an intermittent faster, which most of us are not. But we do not eat at night, right? And I started taking 2 because he was a large male. He was a Blue Diamond who was speaking at the Healthy Habits in Maui. He also used to work at doTERRA, like at the office, right, in Utah. And so he had a lot of experience with these products. And that was something he suggested. And I thought it was really good advice as a healthy protocol, but probiotics before bed. So if you're a man, 2 or 3. If you're a woman, smaller, 1 to 2. I take 2. I take Terrazyme every morning and night. Bone nutrients. So this is basically calcium, right, for healthy bones. Again, if you're active, if you're over 30, actually they say you should actually be taking a lot of calcium intake in your 20s because it's going to affect your 30s, 40s, and 50s. So whatever age, like having a calcium support is really helpful. And I know I started with these, but I want to just go into detail. So Microplex VMZ stands for vitamins and minerals. This is like your A to Z food nutrient complex. And so basically, and I didn't know this, but you guys, this is food-based. It's a food-based vitamin, but the food is actually fermented before encapsulating it so that it's easier to digest, so that you're not having that feeling of like you take it on an empty stomach and you want to throw up. Some people still do because everyone's guts are a little different, but for the majority, I'm one of those. So if I used to take pills or vitamins and like be driving to school and be like pulling over to throw up because I'd be like, oh my God, I forgot, I can't do that. This has never happened to me. So I'm one of those that I've noticed a difference with this. Again, not everyone is the same. So you still may feel that. Maybe you still need to eat before this, but they go through that extra step of fermenting their foods, you guys. Like that's pretty major, right? To take that into consideration, understand how guts work. So that's that. The Z omegas, I never know how to say that, is basically your omegas, right? That you find in fish, that you find in avocados, nuts, seeds, not butter. But like peanut butter is what I meant to say. And this is good for joint health. You know, it's something that you need to be taking as a supplement. A lot of us don't know to take this until we're pregnant, right? And you're like, oh wait, you need this for brain health for our children? Geez, I didn't know that. I wasn't taking omegas. But it's something that all of us should be taking for good health, especially men, right? Who put a lot of strain on their joints. And then alpha CRS, this is, again, to me, will bleed over into energy because this is a cellular vitality complex. So again, working in cell health, you know, the life of a cell, it really depends on how well we take care of it. Cells can die quickly or they can live almost our whole lifespan. And just imagine if we were more mindful of that, like how does that affect our health? I don't even think there's studies on that, you guys, but it makes sense to me. You're taking care of the building blocks of your health. Why wouldn't you feel better, right? So when I take the alpha CRS, and I've gotten my husband to at least start with this. He doesn't like to swallow pills, so he does half a dose. He's also not a large male, so I think that should be fine for him. I also heard someone say they start everyone on half a dose, which would be 1 of each of these 3 in the morning and 1 of each of these 3 at night. I do the full dose because I'm a large woman, and I take 2 of each in the morning and 2 of each at night. I'm just intense. I like to be intense. And then we put the water there because how many of you guys like aren't getting enough water? Does anybody know like how much water we're supposed to get? I did not do my research before this, but there is it's something like your weight divided by 2 in grams or something like that. If you know, put it in the chat or unmute. But basically, drink a lot of water, right? Like I know my husband does not nearly drink as much water as he should. That itself will take care of a lot of ailments that you might feel throughout the day. And I think that's something that we should always stress in anyone who's getting, hey, Katsinia says half your weight in ounces. Thank you. And so, you know, talk about that with your husband, or if you're a man, think about that, do the math, and like, are you getting that? And if you're not, try it. And again, see in a month, if you commit to that, how much better you feel. Okay, moving on. And sometimes, okay, sorry, back to water. Like, this could heal your digestive issues possibly, right? It could heal your sleep issues. You don't even know, something so simple. Okay, next slide. So this is like all of that I just talked about. Like you said, that's already going to increase your energy itself. But if you're looking for that extra boost, peppermint obviously is one. If you've ever like done that with peppermint, you know that you instantly feel alive. You instantly feel awake. And so that's a really good one in the morning, in the afternoon, slump, not before bed, unless you need that. But yeah, peppermints are really just good wake up and energy feeling oil. And then Mito to Max, this is the energy and stamina complex. Again, like, you could replace your coffee with this if you wanted a healthier alternative. It's a bunch of herbs, you guys, that, again, like, herbs and oils that you will take as a pill. So you would add this to your routine. I stress this to my husband all the time because he loves to tell me how tired he is. So if you have that going on in your house, think about Mito to Max. You know, it's a really, really good product that doTERRA has. Okay, moving on to stick to time frames.
Thank you. Okay, question. How do I extend my husband's oil support system? So here's a little scenario for you guys. We actually kind of want to make it a challenge. I mean, this is on your honor challenge, but husbands, if you're listening, repeat after me. My beautiful wife, will you please download the Essential Life app on my phone? Wives, grab your man's phone and download the Essential Life app right now. I have my husband's phone and he doesn't have it. And I just checked and it's totally free right now. It is free. It's normally like $5. So get it while it's free. I just downloaded it onto his phone. I promise this is his phone. This is awesome because it's on the go, like, it's on the go information. They don't have to, you know, carry around this humongous book that all of us love so much. If I didn't care about the weight, I would absolutely carry it around with me everywhere. But it's an app on your phone, accessible. You can type in the word lavender and it'll pull up every single thing for lavender they recommend. You can even type in like anxiety and it'll pull up oils for anxiety. So it's really, really easy to use, user-friendly. Please, if you haven't downloaded it, do it now. I don't know when they're going to change the price. I paid $5 for it, I remember. So it's free right now. I believe it's for iPhones only right now. They might have an Android version. I'm not too sure. If anyone has an Android and I can speak to that, let me know. And then the other one is share your recipes with one another and encourage them to make them with you, because there are some really cool ones like DIY beard balms and hair growth serums and intimacy sprays. Like, get creative with it and get really like hands-on with how you're oiling with them, right? Because like we said, not all essential oils are going to be flowery and fruity. Some of them are really masculine smelling, and they'd be really surprised with what they smell. So yeah, get creative and have fun with it. Noah and I were actually talking about doing like a future class this summer for like DIY sunscreen. So even, you know, that with your family and your husbands, that could be really fun.
Yeah, I noticed too, like when I do make things with my husband, like he takes care of it better than I do. Like, it's like I have so many things I make and sometimes I lose them and whatnot. Like, I don't, like, he's really good. He like savors it and he like, it's sacred to him. And I love that, you know. Wow, why don't we do this more often? Okay, so again, for anyone who does not yet have a wholesale membership, this part is for you. Whether, again, you're a wife who's like, yeah, I need this for my husband and myself, or a husband that's like, my wife really would love this and now I know how to take care of myself. Absolutely. So we put why a starter kit. And I love I always call him Wayne's World. That's his real name. I love Wayne's World so much. I know it's not Wayne's.
Mike Myers.
Mike Myers. Yeah, I love him so much. So I hope
Mike Myers. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So a starter kit. Why a starter kit? You can easily get a wholesale membership for $35. But we wanted to just highlight starter kits to make it super simple for you guys, especially because there's a really good deal going on this month. And so if you get a starter kit, and we personally chose a couple just to highlight for this class based on what we talked about, it waives your $35 annual membership fee. So it's kind of like a Costco club membership. You pay it one time and it gives you access to wholesale prices, which are 25% below retail prices for the whole year. When they bundle, when you start with a starter kit, it's like a bundled, curated package that that they give you a discount just for purchasing in a bundle. You get shipping rewards, so that's like points back on what you spend on shipping, which is really nice. It's always a flat rate, so you don't have to worry like, oh God, if I order more, or if it's more heavy, do I have to pay more? Absolutely not. I love that. It's always going to be flat rate shipping. And then, yeah, of course. So whoever invited you, talk to them if this is something that you're ready for, that you wanna do. And I would suggest talking to them this month, because the month's almost done, and the special that we're going to talk about is only for May. So you have to get started in May to take advantage of it. So these are the top kind of starter kits that we put together. The Healthy Habits kit right now is 20% off, and they're not going to have this forever. I don't even know if they're going to have this in June. This was a special kit because of the spring tour that doTERRA has been going around the country putting on, where they highlighted this kit. But if you look at what's in here, a lot of it are the oils that we highlighted, not on purpose, but because this is a really good kit for guys, you know, like literally, it's the best. It's the best kit for guys. So it's a really good one to start with. You can start on the vitamins. You get that deep blue rub. All the oils are super easy to use and functional. And then you have the PBS Assist to take at night, and the Terrazyme for that digestive enzyme. The Aroma Touch Diffuse Kit comes with that diffuser, which is always nice if you don't already have one, and fractionated coconut oil. So you already have the coconut oil to dilute, which again is so helpful. Like when you get started, you have these tools already, right? And then the oils that are in there is actually to be used in a sequence for something called the Aroma Touch. And that is, you don't have to know how to massage. It's basically an application of oils. It comes with instructions. It comes with a video, explains exactly how to do it. We put this in here because, one, it has Deep Blue and Aroma Touch, Melaleuca, a lot of the oils we talked about, but it also is such a nice thing to do as a couple. So it's awesome if you're a woman, you buy this for your man and you do it for him, and then teach him how to do it for you, or vice versa, right? And so it's a really nice gift. I've been telling my husband I'm gonna do this for him for years. I'm gonna do it this month though, but yeah, so
This weekend
in Maui, yeah, we're gonna be at a hotel. Perfect. And then this last kit is the Family Essentials kit. It's a great starter kit. It has the top 10 oils, which is called the Family Essentials kit because really anyone in the whole family can benefit from these oils. I always tell people this: you're gonna use 5 really quickly, and they're gonna be your favorites, and then the other 5 you may not know how to use until you really need it, but you're gonna be really happy that you have it at your fingertips. And one example is that oregano. So much people are like, what do I do with the oregano besides put a drop in my spaghetti? If you have the flu or any type of viral infection, you will know how like important that oil will be to you, and you might even finish a whole bottle just in 1 week. So just,
or a wart.
Or for warts. So it's just the ones that you don't use frequently are definitely still so helpful, and that's why they're part of this top 10. It also comes with the beadlets, so the peppermint beadlets or the on guard beadlets, which are a quarter of a drop in a little veggie capsule thing that you can just take on the go. So any of these kits, again, talk to the person that invited you. They can help you get started with these super easy. And there's other kits if you don't see something that you like. The May promo is basically getting these for free in June. So any of the kits that you saw will qualify you to get this in June. And what that means is you do an order, you enroll with 100 or more ordered this month. So enroll with a kit this month, do 100 PV, which is usually equal to $100 in oils next month. on the loyalty rewards program, which again, we would totally explain everything in detail when we talk one-on-one, but for sake of time, just know those are the details, and then you get this for free, and this is like an $80 value. And so to be honest, if you start, my suggestion, if I had the choice to tell you what to do, would be get the Healthy Habits Kit, start yourself on these vitamins, then you're gonna be covered till next month, and then you get them free the month following, which then you have 2 months to try these vitamins. They've changed my life. I'm pretty sure anyone on this call who has taken them can say the same. And yeah, I mean, I want everyone to, what is it? Live longer, feel younger forever. That's the motto. No, something like that. But I want everyone to feel good, right? And so I love this deal. And if you don't have a vitamin, or you have a vitamin that you're not like stoked on, I would totally try it. This is doTERRA's #1 selling product. And if you try it for 30 days and are not completely satisfied, you can literally send your box into doTERRA and they'll refund you. So not with the promo, you can't get paid for trying the free product, but just know that that's their guarantee. That's how much they stand behind these vitamins. Any questions, you guys? All right, I'll let Joe introduce this last part. So this is our gift to you. We didn't say in the beginning, like, stick around for the end because we have a gift for you.
We have a
But
gift
if you
for you.
around
So we went through the really, lengthy process of interviewing a man, and we asked him, what blend would you absolutely want to have on hand? And we gave him, a list of like 200 options, and this is the one he chose. The More Than Enough blend, and this is an abundance blend. And this is our gift to you. So please screenshot this and make it for your husband. Sorry, my computer, what is it called? Alignment got all weird. But
and this is,
no, go.
I was going to say this from Desiree Mangadog's book, I Am Fabulous. So if you have that, awesome. And if you don't, this is one of the amazing blends from that book.
Totally. This is our gift to you. And thank you guys so much for joining us today. I'm sorry we had to push the call back, but it wouldn't have been as good if we did it last week. Right, Noel?
Totally.
Yeah. If you guys have any questions, please chat in. Please chat in, and we'll get the recording out to you, and share it with your husbands. Please download that Essential Life app. I'm serious. I think it's going to go back to $5. It might be a glitch in the system. But yeah, mahalo for tuning in, and hope you have a great week.
Oh yeah, and anyone who, I know some of you chatted in, if you guys could maybe email, and just email me or Joe, but my email is noel@ainaoils.org. Maybe email us both. Joe is Jordan.
Or Aila@gmail.
Thank you. Aloha@gmail.com, and then let us know that your Kane is in. But give him fair, ample warning so that he's not freaking out, and then you got to use balance and all that stuff on him.
Oh, actually, I have a question before we log off. There are so many books and references for female hormonal health out there. Wondering if there's resources that highlight the hormones men go through. I feel like there are. Okay, what? No one knows.
No, go finish your thoughts. I just had this.
I can't say at the top of my head what it's called, but if I can get back to you, Ash, I would love to figure that out. There was an essential oil hormones book, and I kind of skimmed it, but I wasn't sure. I don't know if they had a men's section, but possibly. Good question. No, do you have a better answer for that?
Well, I was going to say too, I'm sure there's resources on it, then maybe you got to create your own resource. Like, that's what I love about, this whole process. If there's something that you don't find, sometimes it's not been created yet in the way that you think it would be really helpful for others. So think about that. And I was just going, because I just heard this podcast on Melissa Ambrosini. Kate, something. Do Less. Do Less, I think, is her book. This lady, Kate Winthrop, and she was talking about, I've never heard this before, but how a woman's hormonal cycle takes basically a month, right? That's why we have our periods once a month, and that basically that's our hormonal cycle, whereas a man's hormonal cycle goes through 24-hour cycles. Wow. And so they're going through that whole hormonal shift within each day, whereas we take a full month. And so I thought that was really interesting. I'd never heard that, but I was curious about learning more about that as well, and where she got her information. So I just wanted to share that. If anyone knows more, I'm really open to hearing, because that's not my specialty whatsoever. But you know, yeah, I think a lot of women are more open and aware and wanting to know more about that kind of stuff, and men are probably just right around the corner of being interested in that. So maybe it's just cutting edge / old knowledge that needs to be brought back.
Totally.
Anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much. That was really fun. I hope that was helpful to everybody, and we'll continue to support our Kane and our boys so that they can be good people.
Yes, thank you guys so much for coming.
All right, you guys, take care.